Hey there, Shane Watson with SilverLadder.com here. Have you ever sold or bought anything on Craigslist? If you have, I think you'll appreciate this story. I've sold things on Craigslist, and I've learned through doing that the people on Craigslist are, how can I say this discreetly? They're insane. they're nuts. I've also learned that the people on Craigslist don't pay attention to directions. They don't read the copy of the ad that you write, and they don't listen to what you tell them on the telephone. And there's been multiple instances where this happened, but there's one in particular that I want to tell you about. So anyway, years ago, I was selling a number of things on Craigslist, generally large items that were not necessarily things I wanted to keep, and I certainly didn't feel like moving. After I first started selling stuff on Craigslist years prior to this, I learned very quickly a rule. And actually I was taught this rule by a friend, and I thought it was a really good piece of advice. I learned to tell people that when they come and they purchase the item, I can't load it for them. They need to do it themselves. And it's in my nature to want to help people, and it's in my nature to want to offer to help load the item. But the friend had told me about multiple instances he had had where someone had come and purchased an item from him, and they were loading it into a vehicle together, and a corner of it bumped something, and a corner got marked, or something happened, or an item got cracked in transit, or moving it into a vehicle. And multiple times he had people say, oh, I don't want it anymore. Like right there on the spot, and they wanted their money back. And I as much as I want to help people load stuff, and I'm generally pretty good at putting stuff up in trucks, I didn't want that to happen. So I specified in all my ads, for these large items, A, you're going to need a truck to move this. B, you're going to need to bring multiple strong adults to do this. C, I cannot help you and will not help you load this in your vehicle. No questions asked. It's not negotiable. Sure enough, when I sold the big screen TV, a guy showed up by himself. At least he listened to the truck part. He brought a truck, but he showed up by himself. Well, he couldn't load a big screen TV by himself, so I had to help him with it. That same day, and here's the payoff for the story, hopefully. That same day, I also sold 2 very large entertainment center towers. They were a couple feet wide, about 1.5 feet wide, maybe about 1 foot deep, but they were probably about 7 feet tall. They were very heavy and had multiple glass shelves in them. I write very detailed, very specific ad copy. I give dimensions. If I am able to weigh an item, I give weight, I give condition, I put multiple photographs up. If you know me, this is not surprising to you. I'm very thorough with communicating. Shocking, I know. So I wrote a very detailed ad, and I specified in the ad, you are going to need a truck or a trailer to move these items. You are going to need to bring multiple strong adults to move these towers. I cannot and will not help you. A gentleman called me about the ad and had some questions about the item, and I answered those for him, and he said he was interested and he was okay with the price that I was asking. Asked for directions to the house, and I asked him where he was coming from and how long it was going to be and what time I should expect him and that sort of thing. And I re-emphasized at the end of the phone call, you have a truck, right? You're bringing multiple strong, healthy adults to move these. Yeah, I got it covered. Okay. About 45 minutes later, I was out front. I was actually in my garage, cleaning out my garage, and he arrived in a Ford Taurus, pulling a trailer, and I use the word trailer lightly, that was a little metal box with no top on it that was about 3 feet by 3 feet and maybe about 2 feet deep. And he wanted to purchase this pair of big entertainment center towers. Okay, right off the bat, we have a problem. So anyway, he comes up and he introduced himself, I introduce myself, and we're talking, and I'm trying to maintain eye contact with him, but I keep glancing past him at the Ford Taurus and the trailer, if you could even call it that. And I'm like, wow, okay, how is this going to happen? But I didn't ask him that. Apparently he's looking at the towers and he didn't look like he was concerned with it. And I made the mistake, after already seeing that he didn't follow the instructions about the truck or real trailer, I made the mistake of asking him, did you bring someone with you to help you move it? Because I can't help you move it. And he said, oh yeah, I got it covered. He turned away from me and turned toward the car, and he yelled something in Spanish to the car. The back passenger door opened and a toddler got out. And I was instantly concerned. But then the front passenger side door started opening. And I thought, okay, good, here comes the cavalry. And out came a very, very pregnant woman. And by very pregnant, I mean I thought I might have to deliver the baby there on my lawn that day. Before she took one step toward the house, I turned to the guy and said, no, I got it. You know what? I'll help you with it. Long story short, he took them one at a time, laid them down flat on the trailer. They stuck out several feet over each side, and he didn't have bungee cords. He didn't have tie-downs. He had twine that he wrapped several dozen times around it and tied it up, and drove from Central Phoenix to Glendale with this, and then came back and got the other one, which I helped him load it and didn't allow the toddler nor the pregnant woman to load for him. That is one of my Craigslist stories.